Welcome to the Motivational Stories series, where I'll be sharing inspiring and motivational stories as part of our online project ptbd.in. Today I would like to share a story titled Priorities in Life, which is interesting, inspiring, and most importantly, relevant to every one of us. Once upon a time, a professor in his class brought few items in order to give a demo to his students. He takes up a large jar and fills it up with rocks of approximately 2-inch diameter. And then he asks his students whether the jar is full. And the students reply, yes. And then he takes up a box of pebbles separately and adds it up to the jar and shakes the jar slightly. As you all know, it's obvious that the pebbles crawl in between the spaces between the rocks in the jar and fills up the open spaces. And then he asks his students again, is the jar full? And the students reply, yes. And again he takes up a box of sand and adds it to the jar, and as it is quite obvious, the sand fills up the entire open spaces present between the rocks and pebbles in the jar. And then he asks his students again, is the jar full? And the students reply, yes. And the professor continues, the jar represents your life, and the rocks, the most important aspect, as it fills up the entire jar, represents your family, your friends, your acquaintances, your love, etc. Even in the absence of pebbles and sand, the rocks fill up the entire jar, that is your life. The pebbles represent the other aspects like your home, car, your job, etc. And the sand represents petty issues or minor things which we often tend to give due importance. As Stephen R. Covey rightly said, the key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. Take care of the rocks, prioritize your things, appreciate the most important aspects of your life, and the rest is just sand.